If you are a business leader, coach, or an expert, and you want to break free from the paradigm of having to chase clients, then you need to know what hyper-desirability is and how to make it happen for your brand and business. Hyper-desirability is a state where your brand is so attractive you can get clients without selling. Business comes to you, clients come to you, talents come to you, partners, collaborators, organizations. You are first to be considered, first to be offered, and first to be awarded contracts, deals, offers, and opportunities. When you are in this state, you no longer need to look for business. You select which opportunities you spend time on. It is only when you reach this state that your business will start to grow exponentially and powerfully. When you're here, you don't even need to run ads unless you want to. Your business literally grows by itself. Cost worries are replaced by time worries. Lead worries are replaced by capacity worries. You will be the first choice for the right clients. When you're here, all enrollment conversations is no longer a stressful situation where you have to work hard and prove your worth or convince people into buying. You'll be spending more time connecting heart to heart with the right people and more time rejecting the wrong kind of fit. Hyper-desirability is the only way I want to do my business. And if you want this for your business too, then watch on. But hyper-desirability is not something that you say. It is something that is perceived by the market. Only the market has the right to say whether you are hyper-desirable or not. It is only when they feel that you are hyper-desirable that they will then convince themselves to work with you. I've spent a long time dissecting this idea of hyper-desirability, and a lot of my understanding comes from the things I've picked up from various mentors along the way. There are two parts to this video. One would be theoretical, the other would be spiritual. And in this video, I will break down the first part, which is the theoretical, the doing, the thinking, the having. And in another video, I will speak about the being. One last thing before we start, I want to give credit where credit is due. Among all the lessons I've learned, all the mentors that I spent time with, the best articulation I've seen on how to be hyper-desirable comes from a 3-day bootcamp by this company known as X Factor, which is run by Melvin and Josiah. If you want to learn the concepts that I covered in part 1 from the masters themselves, I have placed a link to their website down below so that you can find out for yourself whether you'd like to join their bootcamp or not. But for now, enough talking, let's get to work. Okay, so in this training video, I'm going to talk about hyper-desirability. Hyper-desirability is a state of a business where you don't have to chase clients. In fact, your clients chase you. They are so hungry for your business that they DM you, they text you. Like some of the examples that I've seen with my probably most successful client in UU is this lady by the name of Vivian, who has been chased by her prospects for her past 3 months, asking her to go out for breakfast. She found that the prospect wasn't the right fit for her. So she gave the prospect the number of her nearest competitor. And her prospect said, "No, I don't want them, I want you." Okay, that's hyper-desirability. In fact, she is so hyper-desirable now that there is a China company basically reached out to her and sponsored her a whole kitchen worth of stuff. I don't even know what is the stuff, but it came like 2 fridge-sized containers. And there's a lot of stuff, but basically that's hyper-desirability. Many people want to work with you, right? Even if they do not know how to work with you, they want to work with you. So this is hyper-desirability, and let's examine what hyper-desirability is. I'm going to show you the art and science of hyper-desirability. There are 4 components of it. 4 components of what hyper-desirability is. Even if you don't do all 4, you should be able to see much more results than you do now. I'm going to show you one by one. The first one is something called charismatic character, right? Charismatic character. That means who are you as a person. A charismatic character is somebody that people are drawn to. They're drawn to your energy, your style. It fits your target market, it fits your audience, and it is very, very appealing for them. And it is made out of 5 components. The first component is your origin story. People know your origin story, you know your origin story, and there is mentions made of that. And when you know your origin story, you know your purpose, you are then able to translate that when you are articulating yourself to the market. When you're talking to the audience, you're able to explain what you're about. You're able to explain what you're about, why are you doing this business, and you have a sense of conviction behind the things that you say. The second component is superpower. What are your strengths? What is your zone of genius? What is the one thing you can do that other people cannot do? Which means you know exactly what is the value you can provide to the market that nobody else can. It is your territory, and your market also knows this. The next one is your weakness. Because imagine Superman without a weakness is a very boring character. It's not a charismatic character at all. People need to be able to relate to you. And that is part of the reason why impactful is more important than being impressive. Whatever it is that you say, if you try to mask your weaknesses, if you try to show up as some form of superhuman, Superman, all that's going to happen is people are not going to be able to relate to you. They're going to see you as this alien being who is just too good. I am not good enough to hang around this person, so I'm not gonna reach out. Weakness. Next one is personality. Personality means what is the quirks that you have. Like for myself, I'm a very direct person, and some of my clients love me because I'm direct. Other people are not. I'm not so willing to be direct. Everybody have different kinds of cup of tea. Some people are more mellow. Some people are loving. Some people are kind. Some people are friendly. Some people are attentive. Do you know what is the style that you have? Then you also have your core value. Your core value is something that is the DNA of who you are. It is an indicator of what you value most in life. Like attracts like. And when you are taking clients in, and when potential clients are assessing whether they want to work with you or not, they're also thinking, like, am I gonna have good chemistry with them? Core values. Now, here's the thing. All of these things are things that a charismatic character must have. Whether or not it is conveyed to the market, it is not as important as whether or not you know what these are. Because if you are not clear what these are, and in the process you articulating to the market, all you're gonna come across as is someone who is sending mixed signals. Sometimes you're friendly, sometimes you're angry, sometimes you're this, sometimes you're that. It's like there's no congruency. Do you know your core values? If let's say you are somebody who prioritizes integrity, then every single communication, your experiences in life, the way you interact with your audience, everything, it needs to meet a certain kind of thing. It needs to meet a certain kind of values. It has to be congruent with your core values. Because the moment it is incongruent, your fans will be upset. It's like, I follow this guy or I follow this girl because she is XYZ. Suddenly she's like that. What's going on here? The inconsistency is what's gonna kill the rapport. And when you're doing something like this, when you know all of these things in your entire interaction with the market, your market is gonna be fascinated with how you are. Because one day they see one dimension of you, they learn about your personality, and then they learn about your superpower another day, and they learn about your weakness another day, and they learn about your origin story another day, and then they learn about a core value another day. You become a very fascinating person to witness. And if you understand all of these things well, and if you know your why, and you speak with conviction, you know your value to the market, your superpower, you know what are you not okay with, what you can't handle, your weaknesses, and you are very congruent in terms of your personality, you create trust, and you're also clear in terms of your core value, every single facet of your business is congruent, what's going to happen is that people are going to flock to you. Even just this, without any form of extra marketing, people will already start to flock to you without you even like posting things. Because when you are clear about these things, you have interactions with normal people every day, right? Many people underestimate the number of people they actually meet on a day-to-day basis. There's actually a lot of opportunities for conversation. And if you just are clear with this, you will maximize the amount of the chances of the interaction, the potential of the interaction as much as possible already. But that's only the first element. The second element is this: endless emotional content, which means when people are looking at you, you are like the leader, okay? You are like the person who is giving a call to action. You are the champion of a certain cause, right? You are a champion of a certain cause. Like Simon Sinek, Start With Why. He's the champion of that cause. He also wrote another book, Leaders Eat Last. Less successful, but he also championed that cause. Martin Luther King, he champions racial equality. And if you realize many of you're making mistake of creating educational contents. You're thinking that, oh, if I educate people enough, if I am helpful enough, people will eventually come and buy from me. No, it is not about being helpful. It is a matter of being inspiring. Inspiring in however many ways that we can think of. Emotional can sometimes mean funny, can sometimes mean sad, can sometimes mean angry, can sometimes mean uplifting. It must be emotional, and it must be endless. Every week, content after content after content after content. If you are not the kind of person who are consistent with your content, you will slide into obscurity. Many people think, right, somehow that I know it is not something they actively think, but they passively think somehow that if every once in a while I show up on Facebook and I do a post, people are gonna read. No, people will not read, especially if you haven't posted in like a month and the first thing you post about is an invitation to a webinar. You think people are gonna take that invitation? No, because people don't have enough rapport with you. They don't have enough rapport to you to justify spending 1 hour or 2 hours with you, especially if you are not there in their mind. They don't even know whether or not it's gonna be relevant to them, whether or not it's gonna be a waste of time. I know you can say it's gonna be a great usage of their time, but whether they trust you is a completely different story. So in order for people to engage with you, in order for people to really want you, they need to constantly see you. They really need to do that. And the kind of contents needs to be inspiring, thought-provoking, emotional. That is the most important thing. Whether thought-provoking or not, different matter. Emotional. Endless contents. Again and again and again and again and again. Now, there are 3 components to this. There are 3 requirements. It must be relevant, number 1. Because if you start talking about something which is completely irrelevant to the market, they have no reason to pay attention to you. And then trendy. That's the second one. Trendy means it's following the times. It means that when Russia invaded Ukraine, you are writing about that. You are doing a video about that. What it means to your target audience. When recently Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, you are on top of that. You are interacting with the market. You are telling the market what your thoughts are. You are joining the conversation. Many people who are obscure, many brands who are obscure, they're not participating in the market. They are content to stay at home and do nothing and get busy with all kinds of things that doesn't produce money, that doesn't produce income, and then complain, why is it that nobody is coming to me? Because you're not joining the conversation. You got to be a part of the conversation. Whatever the trend is, right, in the world and in your community, in your country, your contents must be trendy. It must be fitting together with the times. And last but not least, and obviously, is emotional. It needs to be emotional. That is the second component. Here's the third component, omnipresence. It means you're everywhere. For a truly attractive brand. When I say everywhere, I don't literally mean everywhere. What I mean is it's literally everywhere in the minds of your audience. That means they see you in their email. They see you on their Facebook. They see you if they are using Instagram, they see you on their Instagram. If they use LinkedIn, they see you on their LinkedIn as well. If they use YouTube, they are seeing you on your YouTube as well. Whatever channels that they are in, they are seeing you. Omnipresence. There are 3 things over here. Searchability. Searchability means when most of the time, if people are coming to talk to you, before you can actually ask yourself even, before you decide to buy anything, do you Google it? I'm willing to bet the answer is yes. You would do your own research about it. You will find out about it. Now, what if you're about to buy something and you Google it, and you can't find any information about it? Would you buy? What is your level of trust? Not very high, I would say, isn't it? Now, if that happens, if you are someone who is not searchable, think about it. How many prospects have you gotten away? How many? How many business have you let loose just because you are not searchable? And there are so many things to make you searchable. YouTube, LinkedIn, right? Blogs, articles, and things like that. But searchability is the first one. The second one is activity. When people go to your page, when people go to your profile, your socials, they want to see a lot of activity. Because if they don't see a lot of activity, what comes to mind is this person still alive? Has this person gone out of business? To be safe, let's not buy. To be safe, let's not, so there's a lot of, the key here is trust. In the world right now, there are too many scams going on. There are too many issues going on that makes people feel scared to invest their time. Not even the money, the time. 5 years ago, you tell people, I want to give you a free course. They'll be like, yeah. Today, you tell them, I want to give you a free course. They go, how much time do I need to commit? They're tired of all that. They're jaded. So they want to see that you're searchable, right? That means you have a certain level of presence online. They want to see that you are active, constantly producing contents, and most importantly, they want to see that you're popular. It means you're the cool kid on the block. That means when you go to your socials, they see people commenting on your posts. You are commenting on other people are commenting on your posts. You are a popular person. Because if you're not a popular person, imagine this, working with somebody. Like, imagine this, you're gonna pay somebody, and you look at their posts. When they post something up, normally there's only one like. That like come from themselves. When you see something like this, like, what is the impression it gives? It kind of makes you feel like, I wonder what is wrong. Do I really want to work with this person? Because before you buy anything, before we as a human we buy anything, we would like to be able to picture ourselves using the product or the service. If it's gonna be boring to use a product, if it's gonna be painful to use a product, if it's gonna be hassle, if it's gonna be tedious, we have a big major block right there, no matter how good the product or the service is. And that's the problem. A lot of people like to peddle themselves. They like to say, oh, I'm good, I'm great, I'm good, I'm great. I have so many certifications. I've been in the industry for 20 years and 30 years. This and that. Yeah, people don't give a shit. All they want to know is, right now, like, if I work with you, what is the experience that I will get? What is the results that I would get? That's all. So popularity. And finally, the fourth component is irresistible offer. Irresistible offer for a level 1, which is your next step. Now that you have driven so much curiosity about you, now that you have driven so much interesting thing, people are so interested in you already. What's next? What's your irresistible offer? What is the next step? Now, here's the thing, irresistible. That's a key word here. It is not a mediocre offer. It is not a resistible offer. It is an irresistible offer. To create something that is so obvious. When people look at this, yeah, of course I'm going to take it. There's no question about it. Requires 3 criteria to be met. It has a high perceived value. At the same time, it is easy to access. High perceived value means it is something that is really, really, really helpful for other people. All right? Easy to access. Easy to access simply means they don't have to go through 10 different steps in order to get it. They can just 1 click, 2 click, 3 clicks. Okay, they can access already. And finally, it has low perceived commitment, which means that they don't have to commit a lot of money. They don't have to commit a lot of time. It is easy for them to consume. So high perceived value, yet low perceived commitment, and easy to access. Yes, you are right. Humans have become very lazy because there's an overabundance of offers online. So if you really want to stand out to get people to convert, you need to have an irresistible offer. Now, I want to tell you something. I am not level 4 as of right now, currently. I am level 2 only, and I'm already seeing more results than I can handle. Seriously, I can't handle more clients. I mean, I can, but it's stretching me already. Many of you are not even clear on level 1, right? I'm working on level 3, and that's the reason why I'm now very active on TikTok. One good thing about me is that actually, no, even irresistible offer also not yet 100%. Actually, I don't really have this at all. But even then also I'm already seeing results. If you do all 4, there is no way you are not making a lot of money. No way. The question is, how are you going to do this? How? You need to have a system, and you need to be unbiased, because that's the problem with most people. They think they do a good job, but they didn't do a really good job. They do a terrible job. But because because most people don't know what they don't know, that is the reason why they think they did a good job. So you need a system. What I've given you today is a system to help you assess yourself. Where are you in terms of the hyper-desirability? And be honest with yourself, because nobody is losing except yourself if you come up with a biased answer, right? So in the next video, I'm going to talk about something else. But for now, as a start, right, it's very important to understand, just theoretically even, what the hell is hyper-desirability.